One Mecha, two Mecha, three Macarena. Oh my good God! Alright guys, welcome to Hood Eats episode 61. Today we are in the world's largest metropolitan area, Tokyo, Japan. And we have some super special guests with us today. Freestyle Life Japan and our good friend Nico Kuzu, a Japanese moto vlogger here in Japan, one of Japan's largest. Today we're going to be swapping around bikes. We have a Ninja 250, we have a Ninja 636 fully stunted. I'll be on this for a little bit. And my favorite, an NSR 250. 250 two-stroke sport bike. You gotta love it, man. Just Japanese JDM culture all over it. Anime. This is his bike. Yeah. Nico Kuzu.
Animation nerd.
Animation nerd. Yeah. This is your wife.
My wife.
Yeah, your wife. Today we are going to be going through downtown Tokyo, a couple other little odds and ends, and going to go to an animation restaurant. We had to stop today and grab a rental bike due to Freestyle's dead bike, and he still wanted to come on this Hood Eats today. I'm super excited for this one for a whole lot of reasons. Hood Eats episode 61. Let's go. You ready? Let's do it. I'm riding this. I'm going to ride the NSR. Woo-wee! NSR 250, man. You know I'm going to have to try to wheelie this thing. Just piece of history. JDM motorcycle history. 91, I think. Maybe 92. Super excited. Kickstart, of course. Kickstart. Why wouldn't it be? A little bit of gas. First kick! Nico Kuzu's NSR 250, man. This is wild. These guys are getting their Hood Eats in before me. Drinking some fresh yogurt. Beautiful 2022 636, fully built. I got to ride that thing on, what was that, Friday's bike night? Look at how low this thing idles, man. It's like barely at 1,000. We went from a super special episode on 60 and then to just like a limited edition type of episode for 61. What the hell? We're riding an anime 250 two-stroke sport bike in Japan. And just nuts. The dual exhausts, dual expansion chambers. Woo! Dude, this thing up top is wild. It's literally just power wheeling. Oh my God. Just a freaking torque animal up top. Oh my good God. Look at that view. Dude, like Tokyo, I've only been here for a couple days, but it is like the most amazingly beautiful city you have ever seen in your life. Oh my God, it's so light. Look at this, man. Notice the huge barges and ships coming in and out of here. Their canal system around this city is nothing less than spectacular. Like, it is jaw-dropping. The amount of supplies that come in and out of this city via boats. Everything from Subaru to Mitsubishi to Honda to Toyota, Sony, they all have corporate headquarters here, and that's what they do. Oh, too windy, he says. Woo! This thing is as light as like a 125, but has the power of like a, I don't know, a 600. Scary. How many bikes are out here? Brand new CBR 1000 Fireblade. Beautiful. Nico Kuzu. 636 is giving him problems. Oh my God! This thing is sick, dude! This thing is sick! Oh! We're wheeling a two-stroke sport bike in Japan. And the best part is, it's just another day, baby! Ah! So awesome, man. I'll tell you, one of the biggest mindfucks for me coming here is riding on the left side of the road. I know right now there's a barrier in between, but when we've been coming up the intersections over the past couple days and we go in to take the intersection and you're turning right and not left and you're turning into the farthest left lane, it's really a mind for anyone from America or anywhere that drives on the right side of the road. I guess Sweden and Finland, a lot of European countries do. Thank God all the controls on the motorcycles are in the same places, unlike the cars. The driver's seat is in the right. But I feel like it's just that much more of a mind for riding. Lane splitting here in Japan is 100% legal, which is really nice because there really is a whole lot of motorcycles here, and I think it alleviates down on a lot of the traffic that is caused in the world's largest metropolitan area. Greater Tokyo has a population of over 38 million people. 38 million people! The city itself is home to over 11 million, but Greater Tokyo, pretty much the county within Tokyo, has 38 million people. It is so sprawling and just, it's literally overwhelming for an American to come and see this kind of city. They also have the world's largest economy for any city. They have the world's largest railway system, which is just insanely complex, and it's privatized. It's not government owned, which is really surprising. So different lines are owned by different corporations and have different set prices. As you can see, that railway map is just incredibly complex, and yeah, their train system basically makes the L system in Chicago look like a first grader drew it. Meep, meep. Lane splitting in Tokyo on the wrong side of the road on a 2-stroke NSR. Dude, this thing's brakes are insane. That's why it's got a 19 RCS Brembo, man. Hell yeah. Dude, you set this thing up really well. You set this bike up extremely well. We have these at Misguide. We have a bunch of them. It's what we like to run on a lot of our stunt bikes just because they're such good brakes, but I think he has it set up for racing. He said he races and commutes on it. Whoa! on the 250, yeah. Yeah, let's race. 2-stroke versus 4-stroke. 2-stroke, baby! Woo! Smoked his ass! You can't compete to the power and the power band of a 2-stroke, man. Same CC bikes. Yeah, I know, same CC bikes, and this thing just whooped on it. Dude, yeah, this thing rips. All stock Hayabusa. Here's another thing I've been noticing in Japan is how most bikes here are kept stock. Like they have stock exhausts, they have a lot of stock parts. It's pretty cool. European girls, first club, the win. So what would Hood Eats be without a little bit of history? So not only is Tokyo the world's largest metropolitan area, it's one of the oldest. Tokyo was founded in 1601 by the emperor. As you can tell by its location on a map, it is literally the perfect place to set up as a trading post. With access to waterways and great plains all around and good for farming and building, there's no argument that this is just a great place for people to move and settle. 636 is having a lot of troubles, man. The whole exhaust is coming off, man. The whole exhaust broke off in there or something. As Tokyo continued to grow, the emperor moved there and began to make politicians and samurais come and live there for 3 years at a time in 6-year increments. So half the time they live there, half the time they don't, and they would come from the outskirts of Japan to the city for 3 years and then go back to their homes. So by default, people started to move here more and more and more. The palace was in the center of Tokyo, and then the politicians were on an outside ring, the samurais were on a more outside ring, and the common peasants and farmers, regular people, were on the outside. Like that, turning right into the far right lane is just, it's a mind for me, man. It really is screwing with my head. I think the 636 might have died, man. Alright guys, so they lost 636. I guess the motor's having a lot of problems now. Don't really know what's going on there. It might have a dead cylinder or something like that. So these guys are riding 2 up, god damn it. These guys are 2 up on the Ninja 250. And once again, the language barrier is proving to be hard, because I don't really understand what they're trying to say, what's happening with the 636. All I know is that we are absolutely flying, and I'm pretty terrified. And we're running a red light. Gas stations are so wild how the pumps come down from the ceiling. Just insane, man. No circle wheelies. Low end, there is like nothing there. Mid-range, the beast is awakening, and the top end is just hang the f on, dude. At least I got it to stop you a little bit there. I was doing stoppies on this thing the other day. Yeah. And that's why these bikes are so infamous and legendary. This is a 1991, older than us. And the brand new bike, less than a year old, been beat on for a couple months, has a dead cylinder or something wrong with it, electronics. These have like a cult following here in Japan. So much so that they brought me to an NSR like specialist yesterday, and it was incredible to see like how much pride and preservation he takes in preserving these. He had a couple of them for customers. He had a couple that he had, you know, put in factory condition, and then a couple that he raced, and they have their own magazine, NSR magazine. Oh, he's doing the Macarena? 1 Maca, 2 Maca, 3 Macarena, 4 Maca, 5 Maca, 6 Macarena. Hey, Macarena. The Macarena! So where was I before Stoppies and Broken 636? Oh yeah, Tokyo, and how it expanded. It kept expanding all the way up until 1940s. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys know what happened in the 1940s between my country, America, and Japan. Japan, and specifically Tokyo, was one of the hardest bombed areas in all of history. The bombing campaign lasted all the way through the war, but especially at the end of the war, 1945. Over 100,000 civilians were killed here, and over 1 million people displaced. And at the time, Tokyo had a little over 2 to 3 million inhabitants. So we're talking almost a third of the city, man. That's insane, as the city is that enormous that I can't even conceive that. But with that being said, a lot of the homes started getting rebuilt, much like Chicago during the Great Chicago Fire, away from wood and feeble structures into a lot of cement, brick, and sandstone buildings. It is kind of crazy how when we talk about these mega cities and stuff like that, some of them, yeah, they might have gotten that way for different reasons, but they all kind of grow the same way for a lot of the same reasons. Those wood structures were so prone to fires, and the Tokyo Fire Department, I'm sure, had their hands full. But after the war, they began rebuilding here with really good structures, and on top of that, they started to finally manage growth, including building permits, zoning, and a lot of other things to make this city run smoother. More streets were put on a grid, and as all this happened, more and more corporations moved here, and man, it just exploded, and it still has been exploding. Pretty wild to think about, man, that our countries, you know, at one time were not liking each other, and how good of friends I've become with especially these two guys over the past, I don't know, 3-4 days here. At the end of the day, man, war should be fought by politicians, not people. That's my say on that. Tight, tight, tight. Look at this thing, dude. What the f***? 3-wheel scooter. A lot of people still wearing Corona masks out here. You would be surprised the amount of bullshit I had to go through to get here with Corona. Very good, very nice. Konnichiwa. Very good, very nice. Ohio. Ohio means good morning here, so they think of Ohio as like a really good thing. I'm thinking of Ohio as like an insult. When they first told me what it means, I was like, Ohio? What's good in Ohio? Ohio is basically the meme state of the United States. Like, no one wants to go to Ohio. I had to explain to him what a not nice place Ohio is. Nothing but old steel mills, bunch of hood eats towns, and a bunch of heroin and pain pills. That's about Ohio. Ohio. Oh, and drive-through liquor stores. If I keep riding this thing, I'm going to end up importing an NSR 250 into the U.S. You can get them in right now with age limit on them. It's just got to be over 25 years age. These things are definitely over that. These are 2-cylinder 2-strokes. I think they have 125, 125, and they're like at a V. Pretty crazy. Ooh. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Anime girl.
Anime girls? You like anime girls?
My wife.
All your wives?
It's my wife.
This is your wife? My wife! Hi! Little girl's waving. Oh my god, dude. This thing has like the giddy up and go mode. Sprocketed 636. Holy shit. Now I know why there's a cult following. The red lights are freaking me out, and then it's a green arrow going straight. Oh my god. Hungry, hungry, hungry. Oh no! Give his belly a slap. He says he feels like Jello. He drinks too much beer. Nico Kuzo Raido. So Nico means cat in Japanese, and he has the cat ears, so it makes sense. Pretty famous and upcoming Japanese motovlogger, man. Kind of cool. I don't know how many of my viewers are Japanese, but maybe go check him out. He's a great dude, man. And he promised to put subtitles on his videos in English so we can understand. And he trusts me with his baby, his NSR 250. And you know anything about these, if you crash it or you f it up or anything, like you're not replacing it. Mid, top end. Yeah, you got to keep this thing high up on the RPMs to really feel that sport bike type power. So many bridges and under tunnels, like tunnels that go under the ocean across this city. There has to be hundreds and hundreds of bridges. Got a pretty cool shot of me doing a wheelie around a roundabout with the Rainbow Bridge, which I guess is a really famous bridge here in the background on that 636 that I guess just blew up. Or maybe not blew up, it just stopped working. Excuse me, sorry, coming through. Now we're running the red lights. Yeah, we're running reds now, people. Running red lights, lane splitting, we're racing. Blocking my foot there. God, the sound, the power. Got a little bit of a wobble there, but we're all right. Just sick. It's a damn shame the U.S. didn't get any of these, man. Or if they are there's very few of them. I don't think I've ever seen one in the U.S., to be honest. Stunt riding an NSR 250 in downtown Tokyo. This has got to be a fire hazard having all these around here in case he's got leaky gas or oil. Literal stuffed animals. It's got a nice adjuster on this, though. And we're here to get a bike for Mr. Freestyle. Look at that. How many bikes they got on there? That's wild. Konnichiwa. NSR, yeah. You like, yeah, like NSRs. Yup, me too. They're pretty cool. So here is our second bike, and this is a bike that we do not have in the US. This is a ZX25R. I know, this is a 250, Brian, blah, 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 blah. No, it's an inline 4-cylinder, man. They're each 75cc cylinders. It's basically like a ZX4, like the new bike that Cowie just produced for the US. It's like one of those, except just a little bit smaller. This has double the horsepower of a Ninja 250. So this is gonna be really cool to see some work on. Look at the rev limiter, man. 17,000 RPM. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'll tell you what, man, it is pretty impressive the scale that these guys are renting bikes over here. You can just come and get whatever bike you want, whenever you want, for like $100. Konnichiwa. So many weird bikes. I'm excited. Let's go ride, man. All right, now we got two Ninja 250s. Well, I guess one's a ZX25R and one's a 250. It's so quiet. Wow, that is a true inline 4, man. Pretty crazy. Dude, wow, that ZX25R rips. It's almost like a 252 stroke. A little R7 action. Tolls. Yeah, so the 2-cylinder red's at 13,000. That mean mofink 17,000, yeah. Wild. Not a bad looking bike, man, the ZX25R. I'm really excited to get to ride that and the ZX4R in the States. Some really highly anticipated bikes, man. These little inline 4-cylinder bikes. Lane split, we lane split all the time. Lane split. In Japan, it's not a crime. Beep, beep. Speaking of crime, I haven't talked about anything criminal related in Japan, have I? Oh my god. And you know your boy did his research and cited his sources like a good student always does. And what I found here is shocking, surprising, and astounding, all to say the least. Now, could I find violent crime statistics for Tokyo itself? No, I did my absolute damnedest. But what I could do is find violent crime statistics for the entire country. What is he doing? He's surfing the 250. He's surfing the 250. With a population of over 130 million people in Japan, there was 851 homicides in the year 2022. I want you to keep those numbers in your head, all right? I want you to keep those numbers in your head. 130 million people, over 130 million people in the country of Japan, and 851 homicides. That's over a third of the U.S. population, mind you. Now, I want to give that a little bit of context. There's 2.5 million people living in Chicago. And the last year on record, 2021, Chicago had 856 homicides. Almost the exact same amount of homicides with about 2% of the population of Japan. Almost 1%. Just insane, man. Insane. We have the same amount of violent crime as an entire country. Not a state, not a city, but an entire country in 1 year. And not just some crazy small country. Japan, man. Japan. Our whole city. This city has more homicides than an entire country. That's sad, bro. Now, why do they have so little crime? I think I've started to figure that out as soon as I started talking about this trip. Not only do they still have some of the strictest health care, aka the C word, protocol still in place here, and it's 2023, people, but they also have some of the strictest criminal background checking of any country in the world as far as getting into their country at all. You can't be arrested or prosecuted for any criminal act in this country or another and enter legally into Japan. They do facial scans of you. They fingerprint you. They do all this stuff as you come into the country. No other country have I gone to that this is a thing. Man, talking about all this stuff, just riding around in between all these skyscrapers. Sorry, I haven't been looking up much, guys. So on top of the background checks, on top of the facial scans, on top of the facial recognition cameras over all of these light poles, everything like that, I think what they have going for it, and once again, this is totally out of the US's or any country's control for that matter, is its geography. It is an island. It does not have neighboring states. It doesn't have a country like Canada or Mexico where people can travel to with laxer or stricter immigration. Holy shit, we're flying. And this car's keeping up with us, man. Oh, it's an M5 racing the back of 250s. Holy shit. We're going 160 kilometers an hour. Over 100 miles an hour, man. At least these guys are on new bikes, though. I'm on a 32-year-old, 33-year-old bike. So Japan's neighboring countries, what was I saying before we were racing an M5, are non-existent as far as like, okay, I'm just going to fly into Mexico. I can't get into the U.S. and cross the border there. So they know who's coming in and out of this country. They keep track of any criminal that has ever been prosecuted of a crime. It's pretty eccentric. Isn't it an extremely safe country, though? Yes, it is. It is. And in a lot of ways, I'm almost kind of envious of these guys in some ways, and then I'm not in others. I don't like how over-policed and how over-surveillance these guys really are. They're extremely scared about doing anything, even a wheelie or anything like that. It's definitely like that is a big deal here. So I don't really enjoy that. But what I did kind of become envious of was when there was a backfire and or a car approaching us. There was multiple times that I was kind of taken back to how relaxed these guys really are, and violent crime is not really a concern to them. Oh, you want me to ride that? Oh, okay. You want me to ride the ZX25? Yeah, once again, the language barrier, man. Look at that. That lady's just standing there like an angel. And speaking of surveillance and all this stuff, there's the police. Oh yeah, we're in it now, people. We are in downtown. So back to what I was saying. These guys are just so relaxed, and violent crime is not really a priority of them. And I had to kind of verbally tell myself, like, you're not in Chicago, dude. Like, cars came flying up at bike night, and I went to hide behind a pole, and all these guys are just so relaxed and just, you know, joking around. And yeah, it's kind of sad. But once again, I am envious in that way. On the other end of the spectrum, though, I don't really like that there's facial recognition cameras on every single intersection and that it is like that much as a surveillance state. I think that the U.S. was founded with a certain amount of freedom, and that much so is a little bit overstepping to that extent, I should say. This is wild, man. It sounds like a sport bike. It feels kind of like a sport bike, kind of like a 250 Meta 636. It is not nearly as touchy and brappy as that NSR 250. I just realized we're in a pack of all 250s. An inline 4-cylinder 250, an inline 2-cylinder 250, the Ninja 250, and a V-twin 2-stroke 250, the NSR. Look at how congested it is down here. Holy shit. Oh, look at the Grom. This thing would sound so nasty with an exhaust on it, man. Ferrari. 2 girls driving it. Parking. you can get your bike detailed when you shop. That's so cool, dude. Oh, my motorcycles? I'll tell you what, man, like motorcycling is so much more mainstream and a popular thing for people to do here. It's just insane. ZX9R, just in immaculate condition. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about, man. Stock blinkers, stock everything. This is just a random bike that we just came across. This is a ZX9R, over 25-year-old motorcycle, and it is in mint condition. Just insane, dude. Like, it really is. Old Hondas, CB400, really old bike back there, just in pristine condition. Pretty wild. I'm excited. Let's go eat. Let's go eat. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. What is? Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. I think I forgot my parking ticket. Carbureted Z900.
It's about ZX25 by then.
It's okay. I didn't wheelie this one. It's just a little bit weird. I feel like the motor just sounds a lot crazier than it looks. Yeah, all bark, no bite. All bark, no bite. That's how I feel about it. But I haven't really tried to wheelie it yet. It's a beautiful bike. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just classic Cowies rolling through, just like mint condition. Just random place, stock exhaust, 30-year-old bike. Alright guys, let's go get something to eat. Done drooling over all this JDM motorcycles out here. Let's do it. Girls dress up like this. Yeah. And then they sell you to come to their cafe.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
Let's go. This place, Akihabara. Nerd Town.
Thank you. Food. Aqua Cafe. That's what's for dinner. I gotta say, guys, these noodles are actually really good. Definitely not like an Italian style sauce. They're just like more oil based, but it's really good. Kind of reminds me of like Asian noodles with good meat. It's good. Very good, man. These guys got like a rice and egg mix with some sausage in it. Japanese culture. Another omo rice? Omo rice. Very good. Very good. Spaghetti and their noodles, everything's just a little bit different here in Japan for sure. Been eating it the past couple days, but this stuff is good. This stuff is special. Very unique cafe. Very, very unique. This is our waitress's idol, just how we were talking about earlier with the idols. Whew. I am so full. I am so animated out. So much anime and just a lot of Japanese culture. So we're back on the bikes and I am going to ride the ZX25R on the way back. Let's do it, baby. This dash is exactly like a ZX6R, like the new ones. Look at that. It's got a pushback start. Wild. This thing is so just, crazy. Oh, I better turn the traction control off if I'm gonna do anything, huh? Traction control off. I guess with Japanese culture too, and this is something I guess I haven't really touched on, is idols. They have idols, and by that I mean like the guys pay for the girls to like meet and be with them, and the girls pay for the guys to like meet and be with them. So like they have idol bars where all girls will go to talk to 5 or 6 attractive, you know, young Japanese guys, and then vice versa. They have bars like what we just attended where an anime or young attractive girl will talk to you and pretty much just take pictures with you and talk to you, and they pay. They pay a lot. They pay in the form of sometimes like expensive drinks, other times it is like by the minute of like you're just talking to them. I think it's kind of telling of the culture here in Japan. I feel like a lot of people might be lonely, I don't know. And the dating scene is not what it used to be.
Which switching.
Oh, you want me to switch? Okay, we'll switch. I'm back on the NSR, baby. Hell yeah. This thing is so cool. I'd rather ride this anyway. Once again, guys, the language barrier has been really tough for us of communicating, but we're working through it, and these are some of my good friends now, and we've barely spoken more than a few words with each other. Whoa. Yeah, it doesn't want to do much, man. I think that clutch might be gone on that thing or something. For that to have 81 horsepower, that better be a rowdy-ass piece of machinery. Japanese police. The lady thought I was going to kill her. Crazy how large this city is. And the railway system, I'm not underestimating it, man. It is the largest by far in the world. Stoppies on this thing are really weird, man. The front end is not that great. We're talking about a front end older than your least favorite motovlogger, people. So thin, so torquey. Ooh. What do you guys think about the whole idol thing here down in Japan of paying to hang out with the opposite sex? They have like literal idols that are like famous, and YouTubers that have their own dolls. It's just I feel like, I don't know. Very, very different culture. We'll just leave it at that. Let me know down in the comments of what you guys think though. What's up, buddy? Shock exhaust. Yamaha 900. More bikes that I just don't recognize. Who would have ever thought, man, that when I started Hood Eats in East Garfield Park, episode 1, that what, 3.5, 4 years later, we'd be in Tokyo, Japan, riding a 2-stroke sport bike to an anime restaurant to get spaghetti. I don't get it. I don't get it, but I'm so thankful that I have this platform and I got you guys to talk to and support and just, oh man, this scene, this culture, this community of stunt riding and YouTube, just, it's a beautiful thing. Just leave it at that. This is a 1-finger front brake, man. I'm normally 2. This is a 1. Just very, very touchy. This thing's lack of engine brakes really screwing with me when I go to slow down like that. Nekukazu! Nekukazu! Whoa, 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 whoa. Dude, I want one of these things! This is so sick! I'm really confused on when we lane split and when we don't. Sometimes we're lane splitting, sometimes we're not. I think the yellow line means we can't. I don't know. I'm just guessing at this point, guys. It's like 6 a.m. in Chicago right now. I think it's like 7 p.m. here. Time zone's really screwing with me, my guys. Sounds so good under the tunnels, too. What do you guys think? I tried to do as much homework as I could about Tokyo and try to remember as much as I could. I thought it was really crazy that the emperor was making samurais and politicians live here when it was called Edo and not Tokyo. It got renamed to Tokyo in the 1800s. I thought that's pretty interesting. And it's still the capital of Japan to this day, obviously. Nekukazu's trying to do wheelies. There you go! There you go! My guy's more of a go-fast rider. A lot of times I think I would edit out a lot of the highway riding of any of these rides, man, just because it's boring, but this is like intense. This is intense highway riding. On small CC bikes, just flying. Skyscrapers, just 360, man, as far as you can see, everywhere. Over another bridge here. God, this thing boogies. All the cranes out there for loading up the barges, just as far as you can see, is those as well. I mean, when we drove past the ports yesterday, man, like, it was insane. Cars as far as the eye can see. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sun rising down on the city of Tokyo. I think the sun's coming down on this one too, boys. Hood Eats, episode 61. We jumped on a couple bikes. One blew up. We got a couple rentals. We got to ride bikes that have never been seen on this channel. Never would I imagined riding today, including the ZX25R and the NSR 250. Just two wild bikes. One legendary, one new, kind of not in our market. And I'm just feeling really thankful, man. Feeling really, really thankful. So shout out to all the patrons. As always, you guys are the lifeblood behind this channel. If you want to support my Patreon and support this channel, of course, the link is down there. I appreciate you guys. You guys are entered into every single giveaway, whether it's a motorcycle, helmet, GoPro, whatever we got going on that month. You guys know where to go. Just check it out down there. If you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe. And if you guys like the video, make sure to give it a like. Comment down below. And, of course, go subscribe, bro. Go subscribe to my guy, Nico Kuzu. Japanese moto vlogger. Shout out to my guy. Let me ride his NSR 250. I don't take that lightly when somebody trusts me with a bike that's extremely rare. No questions asked. Just take it. So, yeah. Appreciate you guys, man. That's all I want to say. Love you. Appreciate you. As always, guys, this is your least favorite moto vlogger, Brian636. Signing out. I love y'all. Respect life. Maybe we can get our homicide rate a little bit closer to Japan's one day. But as always, I'm out of here. I love y'all. Peace. Peace.